everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I just wanted to show you today a couple little things that I've made for my traveler's notebooks. First of all, I will start with this. I've been really curious about the B6 Slim size. It's smaller than the narrow or the standard TN, a little bit shorter and a little less wide. And it's really appealed to me, but I don't have any TN covers in this size yet. So I thought I would just play around with it again, just like I've done with some other of the sizes. I want to see how it feels in hand, you know, and like if I want to spend the money on buying another notebook cover. And I was kind of thinking I wouldn't do that till I saw the Chic Sparrow Waypoint colored ones. Generally, I think I've preferred the natural colors, but I really liked those, and the red one especially appealed to me. So, anyway, I'm trying out the B6 Slim. I don't know if we'll have an option on sizes on that new color line, but if we do, I might try the B6 Slim. But there again, the whole dilemma unfolds as I already have all the stuff in the narrow mostly, and would I use the B6 Slim? I have a couple things in mind. I could use it for journaling to my family members, but anyway, so I made this in case I get that. I will try that out. In the meantime, I'll just try it like this. Really liked that paper, and I did a bunch of coffee dyed paper and a few scrapbook sheets, as you can see, that had kind of a vintagey, faded look. I like using up old scrapbook paper in this way, and I love the feel of the coffee dyed or tea dyed paper. It's kind of crinkly and it just looks fun. It's got some texture. So when I made this, I had a lot of scraps because I had to cut it down, so I made this little notepad, and you probably have thought of that, but if you haven't, maybe this is a handy idea for you to use up those scraps that you create when you're making a project and just make it into an even smaller project. So oftentimes when I'm sitting at the table, I'm doing homeschool with my last son, and you know, we'll be sitting there talking or whatever, and I'll think of something and I just want to grab a piece of paper. So I've been trying to keep these little homemade pads handy, and I can just jot down notes in that. This one got a little bit torn, so I didn't use it in a TN insert, but it's fine for scrap paper that I'm going to throw away anyway. So there are some ideas for your extra supply of scrapbook paper, or a fun little project to do if you're feeling creative. Just make a little booklet and use it as a notepad. Okay, so this is my Start Bay Traveler's Notebook cover. I think it's called Vintage Tan, maybe. Really like it. It's a firmer leather. I've shown this before. It smells great still. It's very smooth, and I really am liking how it just kind of keeps its shape. You know, it's not real floppy. I do have floppy notebooks, and I think I like the variety. I'm finding out. So in this notebook, I am doing the daily memory keeping. So in other words, each day I try to write just a couple things that have happened that day. I actually first got this idea from Helen Colebrook at Journal with Purpose. I love her art and her pages, and her voice is so comforting and soothing, relaxing, very pleasant voice to listen to, and she's just got some great ideas. So I liked that she was just doing a little memory keeping. It's not a big journal. It's not where I write my deepest thoughts, my contemplations. It's just sort of a summary of life. Occasionally I get on a tangent, but overall it's just, this is what we did today, or what I did today. So per the ideas of other YouTubers, I've been numbering my little TNs as I start them. I've also put the packaging tape on to protect the collaged pictures. One question I have, if you've been doing this for a long time, do you have any trouble with the tape, like losing its stickiness after a while, or does it become brittle? Does it fall off? when I go back through my old high school scrapbook, I taped a lot of things in, and I went back and looked at it a few weeks ago, and the tape is just like not even sticky, and it's brown and it plops off. Granted, I graduated many moons ago, but will that happen to this, I'm wondering. I don't know if I want to keep covering them with packaging tape, if it's just going to fall off over time. I might just choose to do the Mod Podge instead. So anyway, this is the first one I made, obviously, numbered 1, and I have a collection of stamps, washi, illustrated faith, print and pray things from my husband's aviation magazines, those two things there, scrapbook paper, and just the other day I added some more things. So this is fun. I love doing this collage stuff. I've been collaging for a long time. At high school, really, or even junior high, I'd make collages for friends and so forth. But it's fun. It's fun that it's a thing, and I really enjoy all the little scraps. So one thing I've tried to do and incorporate in these is stuff I use on an everyday basis, or packaging from mail. So I've shown before the felt wallet insert that I got on Etsy. This is from the package that it came from in Latvia. And I just like the look of the overseas packaging, which has a slightly different feel than some of the United States packaging. So that's fun for me. I like things like that. Tea that we drink, stickers my daughter got from a college, fall stickers, fall washi, and then the Kanken flyer that I got, I just tore that out because I've been using that a lot and liking it. And then I highlighted some of it with white paint markers, or black felt tips, and this came on a package from Art Journal Girl, and she bought that from another Etsy vendor. Anyway, so that's number 1. I won't bore you by showing you all this, or maybe I'll just do it real quickly, but I really am loving this style of memory keeping. I cut out pictures, I do some wax seals. A lot of this is from nature magazines, washi, stickers, canceled stamps, ticket stubs, more of the stamps. We went to the Missouri Botanical Garden, and I took those pictures and printed them with a Canon Ivy, which I love that little printer. I think it's a super cool way of just making a photo or two to commemorate an event without having a big photo album. Inked up the pages here, my husband and his buddy on a fishing trip. Again, stuff from magazines or canceled postage stamps, stuff from restaurants. I love the collagey look. I just think it's so much fun. This is from another magazine. Trying to use different inks and not just the black, but try to bring in the colors. I do tend to just write with black, and I'm more drawn to that, but I want to use up those other colors too, and I like doing those in the numbers as well if I don't want to write in them necessarily. Anyway, blah blah blah. You get the idea. Really fun though. I just think they're fun to look at. This was a kind of a cool idea, I thought. I just took the watercolor wraps and glued those on. Because they were a slick surface, they didn't stay with my glue, so I used packaging tape to hold those in. Let's see. A little bit of experimenting with paints there. I don't know anything really about watercolor other than what a few people have told me. So that's been kind of a fun experiment. Anyway, as you can see, I use a lot of washi and I use a lot of word stickers, and I throw in little photos here and there. So that is my first volume. It went from August 5th and ended at the end of September. So this is, like I said, my Start Bay notebook. I'm using this one to like house these till it gets too full, then I'll move this out and add in a new one. I just have my fun dashboard here with some of my favorite detective shows and detectives, all fiction of course. This one is a craft paper insert. I got that off of Amazon, and I just thought it would be fun. I saw Helen, again, Colbrook, do some journaling on the craft paper. I like that look a lot. And so this month's journal, or the second book, starting in October, is going to be on craft paper. So I'm going to enjoy seeing how the different inks and stuff show up, or washes, on the darker paper. Definitely the white paint pops with that. The stickers show up well. So I just did that one yesterday. And then I was journaling and I accidentally skipped a page. These were stuck together. So I just went back and put in an interesting, funny little news magazine article there on phobias. Very, very interesting. And this is from Sam Kelly, who posted this after I sent her a little package that I thought was really sweet. So I wanted to remember that she did that, and I did a screenshot and put that there. So anyway, that's that. But let's take a closer look at the cover, and maybe this will give you some fun ideas. Again, I like to use the word stickers, and I tend to put little dots everywhere. This is from a package, Do Not Bend, maybe a Chic Sparrow package, I'm not sure. This came with my log and jotter subscription. Again, fall stickers, a Kanken little tear out from their flyer when I got my little sling, Kanken sling. Then I put a couple tidbits of washi. I love the black and white buffalo check one, so I put that there. This is from Documented Journey, again from the Fjallraven product. Thank you sticker from Chic Sparrow, I believe. And then Maker South sent along this really awesome sticker. I love their logo. I think that's really cool. Proud to bring it closer and see if you can see it, if you don't know that one already. Then I just put some of my order slip that came back with the product there, and this way I can remember what leather it was. It was the Autumn Harvest with green stitching, which I am super loving. It's great. Canceled ticket. Actually, that might be one I just dyed for effect. It's probably not from anything real. Again, the Kanken, more stickers. This guy's from a nature magazine. Chic Sparrow, Documented Journey, and then just a little word sticker. So I like the kind of more subdued colors. It made me think of fall. You can see this leaf there. That's coming up. I'll need to stick it on with some of my favorite glue. So this is how this looks. I probably won't add anything to it. I think it's plenty full. And so I guess the debate will be, do I want to put the packaging tape on, or do I want to Mod Podge it? If you have thoughts on that, please comment below and tell me what you've done, what you've seen done, what you know works long term. I guess my thought is, in making these, that someday my family, maybe even grandkids, would enjoy reading a little bit about my life, or knowing what was going on in an everyday basis. And I just like doing it. It helps me remember. I can look back and think, oh, when did we do that outing? And I can remember the date by just glancing back for whatever reason. But mostly just to kind of leave a little history of our life. I just think it's neat to have that. And I have relatives that have long since been gone, and I wish I knew more about them, or I wish I knew what an ordinary day looked like in the lives of my great aunts who emigrated from Germany, you know, back in the early 1900s and stuff. So all that I think is worth keeping a story, you know. So that's why I have decided to resume with journaling and have gotten back in it probably over the past year or so. Anyways, I've always journaled off and on, but making more of a effort to be consistent with it now. Anyway, so please, thoughts on coating the cover, protecting the cover. My earlier ones, I didn't even do anything. I just left them like this, but I think it's a good idea to kind of seal that so that they hold up better. But I am a little concerned about the tape, so I would be glad to have any thoughts you can share on the tape covers. And maybe, you know, this packaging tape is different than Scotch tape, adhesive tape, for presents. It's been many years, you know, that this is a relatively new, at least for me it is, and it's probably a better product. It's meant to be sturdier, so maybe it will not hurt the albums long term. So there you go, a couple journaling cover ideas. If you haven't thought of using receipts or cards from different vendors and shop owners, that might be something you like doing. And using up your scraps to make little notepads, or even to try out a TN size before you jump into making a purchase. So, it is a fun thing to collect, but for me, there has to be also a point where I say enough is enough. Got enough to keep me busy and to house all the things I do. So anyway, that is what I have for you today. Comment below if you have thoughts on the covers, and I thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.